Imagine closing your eyes and stepping softly into a world that has always existed within you, unseen yet profoundly alive. Beneath your skin, behind your teeth, within the folds of your intestines. A garden flourishes, delicate, intricate, and infinite in its detail. You sense it not with sight, but with a gentle awareness, a quiet perception of life moving in harmony with your own. Every heartbeat, every breath, every subtle motion of your body resonates with the rhythm of this hidden realm, soft yet persistent, like a gentle hum beneath the surface of a calm lake. As you drift deeper into this secret world, you feel a subtle warmth, a pulse of life that is neither fast nor slow, but perfectly aligned with your own rhythm. Tiny organisms, bacteria, fungi, and other microscopic companions move in delicate patterns. They are gardeners, caretakers, and weavers of balance, each performing its role with quiet precision. You sense their presence as an invisible choreography, a dance that unfolds in endless loops. Soft waves flowing through tissues and along the corridors of your body. You begin to notice the way this inner garden responds to you. A meal you recently ate sends ripples of activity through this hidden ecosystem. Microbes stir and shift, guiding the breakdown of nutrients, releasing gentle whispers of chemical signals that travel silently through your bloodstream. You feel their soft influence, the way they prepare your body to absorb energy, vitamins, and life itself. Each microbe is a tiny caretaker, tending to the harmony of your inner world, maintaining a balance that has existed long before you noticed it. Imagine walking along a forest path, but this forest is microscopic. Cells stand tall like ancient trees, veins flow like gentle streams, and glowing signals ripple through networks of tissues as if sunlight is filtering through leaves. In this landscape, microbes flit like fireflies, softly illuminating the paths of metabolism, digestion, and immunity. You sense the quiet intelligence of this garden, how each organism knows its place and function, creating an ecosystem that sustains, nourishes, and protects without ever demanding attention. Some microbes are like the gardeners of the soil, cultivating harmony and ensuring that every system functions smoothly. Others are sentinels, guardians silently patrolling boundaries, keeping unwelcome intruders at bay. You sense their gentle vigilance, a soft, reassuring presence that hums beneath your awareness. They do not act in haste or panic. Their rhythm is patient, methodical, perfectly adapted to the subtle needs of the body they inhabit. Their calm diligence inspires a sense of trust, a feeling that you are held safely within a web of invisible life. You notice that each microbe communicates in a language of chemistry and subtle energy, sending signals like tiny ripples across still water. These messages guide digestion, influence mood, and orchestrate the immune response. You imagine them as gentle whispers carried through corridors of your body, shaping how you feel, how you digest, and even how your mind experiences the world. There is no urgency in this communication, only a soft, rhythmic dialogue, a delicate symphony of life that plays constantly, unnoticed but deeply felt as you drift further. You sense the incredible diversity within this inner garden. Some microbes are abundant, forming forests of activity, while others are rare, like hidden blossoms tucked into the folds of tissue. Each species, each strain, contributes to the larger harmony. You realize that your body is not merely a single organism, but a host to countless others, a vessel that contains universes within universes, all interacting in a meditative, balanced flow. The garden is alive, and you are part of it. Intertwined in ways that are gentle yet profound, you begin to feel the rhythm of digestion as a soft, meditative river. Food moves slowly, guided by the gentle currents created by microbial activity. Nutrients are released like sunlight, filtering through leaves, absorbed by the body in a perfect harmony of timing and energy. You sense the pulse of this process, a steady, unhurried flow that mirrors the heartbeat and breath you carry with you. Life is moving within you, softly, persistently, without need for observation or interference. Even waste and renewal carry grace in this hidden garden. Cells break down, materials are recycled, and energy is redistributed in a quiet, elegant cycle. You notice the gentle balance of creation and decay, the soft cycles that maintain harmony and vitality. Everything within this inner world has its purpose, its rhythm, its place in the seamless orchestration of life. You feel a deep reverence for these processes, an understanding that even the smallest particles contribute to the ongoing story of your being. You sense that your mood and feelings are also touched by this hidden garden. Chemical messengers from microbes ripple through your nervous system, influencing subtle emotions, calmness, curiosity, and gentle contentment. It is as though your inner companions are not only caretakers of the body, but guides of perception, teaching you that harmony within can shape harmony without. You drift in this awareness, floating alongside a network of life that is silent, invisible, and yet profoundly impactful. Imagine now that the garden responds to your breath, your thoughts, your movements. Each moment of attention flows into the ecosystem, subtly altering its balance. Like sunlight shifting through leaves, nudging the growth of plants, awareness becomes a participant in this quiet dance, folding inward to witness and outward to interact. The garden is responsive, adaptive, alive with a meditative intelligence that mirrors your own awareness, creating a bond of soft reciprocity between you and the microscopic world. You begin to notice the energy of your own cells interacting with this inner community. Neurons fire with gentle precision, blood flows in rhythmic pulses, and tissues resonate softly with the subtle vibrations of microbial activity. Life within life is moving in synchrony, and you drift with it, sensing the intimate connection between your consciousness and the invisible worlds that sustain it. There is no rush, no urgency, only a slow, enveloping rhythm that carries both body and mind into calm harmony. Even your sense of time softens within this inner garden. Moments stretch and fold like the gentle curves of a river. You notice the cycles of activity and rest, creation and dissolution, like the rise and fall of tides or the slow movement of stars across a night sky. Each microbe, each cell, each pulse of energy is part of this rhythm, carrying you softly through the night, through your body, and through the hidden universe that exists within as you drift. You feel gratitude for the unseen neighbors that tend to your inner world. They require nothing from you but space and balance, yet they give life, energy, and harmony. You realize that this garden, while hidden, is a vital part of your being, a gentle ecosystem that teaches patience, presence, and quiet reverence. You float in its awareness, sensing that life is not only what is visible, but also what moves softly and unseen beneath the surface. Imagine your digestive system as a vast, fertile garden, its soil rich and dark, teeming with life that is unseen yet profoundly active. Within this inner earth, tiny organisms, bacteria, fungi, and other microscopic gardeners move with care, tending to the seeds of your well-being. They are silent cultivators, soft as whispers, yet their presence shapes every aspect of your health. You drift gently through this unseen landscape, sensing its pulse and the quiet harmony that exists within it. Every time you nourish your body, you pour energy into this garden. Each bite of food, each sip of water, is like gentle rain soaking into fertile soil. Microbes awaken, shifting into motion, breaking down nutrients, and releasing vital elements that flow through your body. You feel their work as a soft rhythm, a dance of transformation where food becomes life. The process is slow, meditative, and graceful, a reminder that unseen forces constantly sustain you. Picture the way roots grow through soil, seeking nourishment and stability. Similarly, your microbes reach into every crevice of your gut, interacting, communicating, and forming networks that are both intricate and resilient. You sense the elegance of these interactions, the way they fold together to create balance. Some microbes fertilize the soil by producing vitamins and compounds your body requires. Others protect the garden from invaders, gently patrolling boundaries, ensuring harmony is maintained. This garden responds to your habits, your choices, and your attention. Imagine how a morning breakfast of fresh fruits and grains softens the soil, encouraging the growth of beneficial microbes. Each meal is an opportunity to nurture, a chance to cultivate health with care and mindfulness. You drift with the awareness that every action contributes to the ongoing rhythm of this hidden ecosystem, reinforcing its harmony and resilience. Even the smallest movements within the soil are vital. Microbes break down fibers, release enzymes, and produce signals that ripple gently through your bloodstream. These signals influence digestion, immunity, and even mood. You sense this soft communication as a meditative hum, a gentle melody that guides your body toward balance. The garden thrives quietly, without urgency, teaching patience and the subtle art of harmony. Imagine wandering through a field of tiny blossoms, each one representing a microbial species. Some bloom abundantly, carpeting the soil with activity and light. Others are rare, tucked away in shadows, yet their presence is essential for the garden's diversity. You feel the importance of variety, the way different microbes complement one another, weaving a network that is resilient, adaptable, and endlessly fascinating. Diversity is not chaotic. It is a quiet, balanced design, a soft order underlying the apparent complexity. Consider the layers of this inner soil. The top layer is active and fast-moving, where nutrients are absorbed and transformed. Deeper layers store energy and support long-term growth, preserving stability and continuity. You sense the subtle architecture of this ecosystem, each layer serving its purpose, each organism contributing to the seamless rhythm of life. Awareness flows through these layers, drifting from surface to depth. Following the soft currents of microbial motion, you notice how external factors influence this soil. Temperature, diet, stress, and even sleep patterns ripple gently through the microbial community. Some changes encourage growth, others signal caution, yet the garden adapts patiently. You feel the resilience of this system, its capacity to respond without haste, to find equilibrium amidst constant fluctuation. Life within adapts with grace, teaching you that flexibility and care are essential to sustaining harmony. The garden within is also a teacher of cycles. Microbes bloom and recede like seasonal flowers, rising with nutrients and rest, folding back during scarcity. You drift alongside these rhythms, sensing how cycles of growth and renewal mirror the wider patterns of nature. There is a soft wisdom here. Life is not a straight path, but a gentle spiral, moving through expansion and contraction, activity and stillness, in a continuous, meditative flow. Even waste and transformation carry grace. What is no longer useful is recycled, broken down, and converted into new energy. You sense the elegance of this process, the way nothing is wasted, everything serves a purpose, and every movement contributes to the ongoing vitality of the garden. The rhythm of decay and renewal mirrors the heartbeat of life itself, a quiet reminder that transformation is natural, gentle, and essential. Now, imagine the soil interacting with other systems in your body. Signals from the microbes influence hormonal balance, modulate immunity, and even affect the mind. You feel the soft interplay, like currents merging in a quiet estuary. Awareness drifts along these currents, sensing the unity of the garden with the body. A meditative dance of cause and effect, balance and responsiveness. Each moment of attention strengthens the connection, fostering harmony between inner ecosystem and conscious awareness. Consider the ways microbes prepare your body for life's challenges. Some produce compounds that defend against pathogens, others regulate inflammation, and still others influence metabolism. You feel their gentle guardianship, the quiet protection that exists without aggression or alarm. This soft vigilance allows your body to move through the day and night with grace, a subtle reminder that life is maintained not by force, but by gentle coordination and balance. You notice how the garden responds to sensory experiences. The taste of food, the feel of warmth, even the rhythm of your breath resonates with microbial life. Signals travel quickly, orchestrating digestion, absorption, and systemic effects. You sense the harmony of this feedback loop, the continuous conversation between your choices and the inner ecosystem. Life within responds with patience, adapting to every gentle shift in rhythm and energy. Imagine drifting along the flow of nutrients as they travel through your body, guided by the soft currents of microbial activity. Vitamins are synthesized, fibers are fermented, and compounds are transported like tiny messages of health. You sense the interconnectedness of these processes, the way each microbial action reverberates throughout the system, creating a gentle melody that sustains your well-being. Awareness folds into this rhythm, floating with each pulse, each wave, each soft interaction. Even in rest, the soil of life continues its work. Microbes move, communicate, and recycle, ensuring balance is maintained while you sleep. You feel the continuity of effort, the quiet persistence of life that operates without recognition, without hurry, but with perfect timing. The garden within never pauses, yet its rhythm is soft, meditative, and entirely aligned with the flow of your own awareness. Now, consider the long-term growth of this inner soil. Habits, environment, and nourishment shape the microbial landscape over time, cultivating patterns of health and resilience. You sense the gentle accumulation of care, the slow unfolding of balance, and the quiet architecture of wellness. Awareness of these subtle influences invites gratitude, patience, and a soft mindfulness of the life that moves silently within you. Imagine drifting through your inner garden once more, and now focusing on the subtle dialogues taking place between the unseen inhabitants. Each microbe moves with intent, exchanging tiny chemical messages that ripple softly through your body. These messages are quiet, intricate, like whispers on a gentle breeze, yet they influence every motion, every pulse, every thought. You float alongside these conversations, sensing the orchestration of life that exists beneath the surface, quiet yet profound. These microbial whispers are not words, but chemical signals, molecules sent, received, and interpreted across microscopic distances. They carry information about nutrient availability, the presence of other microbes, and the health of the surrounding tissue. You imagine these signals as glowing threads of light weaving through your inner landscape, connecting cells and organisms in a meditative network. Each thread pulses gently, moving in soft rhythms that mirror your own heartbeat. Some microbes act as diplomats, sending messages to neighboring organisms to maintain harmony. They release compounds that encourage cooperation, ensuring that the ecosystem remains balanced. Others are more cautious, sending signals that alert the community to potential threats or imbalances. You sense the soft intelligence in these exchanges, the way the inner garden regulates itself with patience and grace. There is no chaos here, only the gentle flow of communication that sustains life. Consider the way your gut lining responds to these messages. Cells sense microbial signals and adjust their activity accordingly, releasing hormones, enzymes, and immune factors. You drift through these tissues as if floating along a calm river, feeling the gentle influence of microbial communication guiding every process. Digestion, absorption, and protection are all subtly orchestrated, like a symphony where each instrument plays its part in quiet harmony. Imagine a festival of chemical messages, each microbe sending its own melody into the collective rhythm. Short-chain fatty acids travel as whispers of nourishment, signaling cells to absorb nutrients and maintain energy balance. Bacteria release compounds that gently stimulate immune cells, creating a protective network that unfolds silently yet powerfully. You sense the elegance of this dialogue, the way every signal has meaning, purpose, and timing within the larger ecosystem. The conversations extend beyond digestion. Microbes influence mood, cognitive function, and even stress response through the gut-brain axis, a delicate pathway connecting your inner garden to your mind. You feel subtle ripples of awareness as neurotransmitters and chemical messengers travel along this hidden highway, gently shaping perception and emotional tone. It is a dialogue of life itself, a meditative exchange that reflects the unity of body, mind, and microbial community. Even your immune system participates in these communications. Cells receive messages from microbes, responding to signals of cooperation or caution. Some microbes produce molecules that instruct immune cells to remain calm, while others help the system respond to potential invaders. You drift through this interplay as a quiet observer, sensing the elegance of coordinated effort, the soft rhythms of vigilance and care that operate beneath conscious awareness. Imagine clusters of microbes gathered like communities in tiny villages, each with its own language and role. Some produce vitamins and essential compounds, others defend territory or guide metabolic processes. Their chemical signals are gentle invitations and responses, coordinating activity across your inner landscape. You feel the presence of this intelligence, not mechanical, but organic, soft, adaptive, and profoundly patient. The microbiome also adjusts to the environment you create. What you eat, how you rest, even your emotions ripple gently through this network. Signals are exchanged, balance is restored, and harmony persists. You sense the responsiveness of this inner garden, its capacity to adapt without haste or alarm. Communication flows in cycles, through patterns of activity and rest, growth and dormancy, teaching a soft lesson in resilience and cooperation. Notice how microbes converse with one another across distances. Chemical messengers drift through fluid corridors, touching faraway neighbors. Messages propagate as ripples, reaching cells and tissues that then respond with their own signals. You drift alongside this flow, feeling the soft pulse of collective intelligence, a vast network of life that maintains equilibrium without force, without urgency, only gentle coordination. Even the rarest microbes have a voice. Though small in number, their messages influence the ecosystem, creating subtle shifts that ripple through the community. You sense the value of diversity, how every participant matters, and how small contributions can guide the garden's trajectory. It is a quiet reminder that even in the unseen, in the overlooked, there is power, wisdom, and importance. Consider the role of communication in your health. Microbes instruct metabolism, energy utilization, and detoxification through these whispers. They coordinate the absorption of nutrients and the recycling of compounds, ensuring that your body functions with soft efficiency. You float through these processes, sensing the continuous flow of life, the gentle interplay of signals that uphold balance and vitality. Each message is a thread, weaving an invisible tapestry of wellness. Now, imagine that these conversations are a form of meditation within your body. They move with awareness, patience, and rhythm, responding to the needs of the moment. Chemical signals ripple slowly, adjusting, harmonizing, and fine-tuning the inner ecosystem. You feel the soft synchronization of your own awareness with these microbial dialogues, a shared dance of responsiveness and gentle intelligence. The garden within also communicates with the outside world. Microbes respond to what you eat, the environment around you, and even interactions with other people. You feel how external energy and experience ripple into this hidden ecosystem, subtly shaping the internal conversation. Awareness becomes a bridge, connecting your conscious mind to this quiet world, allowing you to sense the soft symphony of interaction that sustains life. Imagine drifting along the paths of these chemical signals, observing as they rise, fold, and flow through your inner landscape. You notice how cooperation, balance, and subtle guidance maintain harmony across every system. The rhythm is slow and meditative, each signal a soft note in the ongoing symphony. Every whisper a gentle touch on the fabric of life. You feel an intimate connection, a shared rhythm with the inner world that moves invisibly yet profoundly within you. Even in moments of stillness, microbial conversations persist. Chemical signals ripple quietly, shaping digestion, immunity, and thought. You sense the continuity of dialogue, the soft intelligence that never rests, maintaining balance and guiding harmony. Life flows here not by force, but by quiet agreement, by patient adjustment, and by the gentle, persistent rhythm of communication. As you float through this inner dialogue, you begin to notice your own role in the conversation. Your choices, your breath, your attention, all influence microbial activity. Awareness itself becomes a participant, a soft companion in the ongoing exchange. You sense the unity of observer and observed, the quiet partnership between mind, body, and the hidden garden that thrives within. Imagine lying in stillness and allowing your awareness to descend gently into the inner landscape of your body. Here, in the quiet corridors of your digestive system, a rhythmic process unfolds, ancient and meditative. Food enters, moving along soft, muscular pathways, accompanied by gentle waves of motion and subtle chemical currents. You feel the presence of a hidden orchestra, each section of the digestive system playing its part in slow, harmonious synchrony. As food reaches your stomach, it meets a warm, softly acidic environment that begins the transformation. Enzymes move like invisible hands, folding and unfolding proteins and fats, breaking complex structures into simpler forms. Microbes join in this rhythm, releasing their own chemicals, digesting fibers, and producing nutrients that your body will soon absorb. You sense the intricate balance, the dance of interaction between your cells and these tiny companions, moving in a cadence that is at once ancient and entirely present. Imagine the way a river meanders gently through a fertile valley, carrying nutrients and sediments in soft waves. Digestion is much like this, a continuous flowing rhythm guided by muscular contractions and microbial activity. Waves of motion push food along, while chemical signals coordinate the release of enzymes, acids, and bile. Every stage is measured, deliberate, and perfectly aligned with the natural timing of your body. You float alongside this flow, a quiet witness to the soft choreography of life. The small intestine is like a sunlit meadow, warm and vibrant, where nutrients are absorbed into the bloodstream. Microbes here work silently, fermenting fibers into short-chain fatty acids, synthesizing vitamins, and sending chemical messages that ripple through the body. You sense the gentle interplay of transformation. How each molecule, each microbe, and each cell contributes to the overall rhythm of nourishment. There is a meditative quality in this process, a slow and deliberate elegance that sustains life. Consider the villi lining the intestinal walls, delicate finger-like projections that reach into the flowing currents of digested food. They are soft conduits, absorbing energy and guiding it to the bloodstream. Microbial signals ensure that these structures function optimally, enhancing absorption and maintaining balance. You drift alongside these projections, noticing the grace with which they move, fold, and interact, as if performing a slow dance in time with the pulses of microbial activity, where water is absorbed and remaining fibers are fermented. Here, microbial communities flourish, shaping the final composition of nutrients and waste. You feel the gentle hum of activity, a rhythmic pulse that moves slowly but persistently. Each contraction, each microbial release, is a note in a vast symphony, a soft reminder that even the smallest elements contribute to the harmonious functioning of your body. Imagine now that every movement, every chemical signal, every microbial interaction is a conversation in rhythm. The timing is crucial. Enzymes release, muscles contract, and microbes respond in a choreography of cause and effect. You sense how this flow mirrors natural cycles outside the body, tides, seasons, and the rising and setting of stars. Digestion is not merely mechanical. It is a meditative process, a rhythm that connects your inner ecosystem to the larger rhythms of life. Even the microbiome itself adjusts to this dance. As you eat, microbial populations shift gently, expanding where food is abundant, receding where nutrients are scarce. You notice the subtle cooperation and communication, the soft feedback loops that ensure balance and efficiency. Each microbial movement is both responsive and deliberate, a quiet intelligence guiding the rhythm of digestion, keeping the system tuned to the body's needs without haste or noise. Imagine nutrients traveling through the bloodstream after absorption. Like gentle waves spreading across calm waters, they carry energy, signaling molecules and building blocks for every cell in the body. Microbial signals accompany these nutrients, influencing hormone release, metabolism, and even mood. You drift with this flow, sensing the interconnectedness of digestion, microbial activity, and the subtle orchestration of life that sustains your energy, your health, and your awareness. You begin to notice how the digestive rhythm interacts with your breath and heartbeat. Each contraction of the intestines, each flow of enzymes, aligns softly with the pulse of life in your chest and the rise and fall of your abdomen. Awareness and digestion move together in a meditative harmony. You sense the unity of all processes, from the tiniest microbe to the largest organ, orchestrated in gentle cadence, creating a quiet, sustaining rhythm that continues day and night. Even the processing of waste carries elegance. What is no longer needed is recycled, transformed, or excreted with precision and care. Microbes guide this transition, breaking down complex fibers into forms that can be safely removed or reused. You feel the rhythm of creation and release, the subtle pulse of renewal, a reminder that digestion is not just consumption, but a continuous cycle of transformation, preservation, and gentle release. Imagine that the flow of digestion is not only physical but also chemical and energetic. Signals from the gut influence your nervous system, calming or alerting as needed. Hormones rise and fall in harmony with microbial activity, shaping not only your physical state but also your awareness and emotional tone. You drift with this understanding, sensing the profound intelligence embedded in the simple act of breaking down food, the hidden wisdom of cycles and timing. The rhythm of digestion is also a meditation in motion. Microbes, enzymes, and tissues move with patience, responding to needs, adapting to challenges and maintaining harmony. You float alongside this process, noticing that nothing is hurried, nothing is forced. Every pulse, every release, every absorption is part of a soft, continuous choreography that carries the body and mind forward, sustaining life with subtle grace. Even external factors are gently integrated into this rhythm. Changes in diet, hydration, or even emotional state ripple softly through the digestive process, shifting microbial populations and enzyme activity. You sense the adaptability of this inner garden, how it responds to new conditions without haste or panic, maintaining balance while accommodating change. Awareness here is a soft companion, attuned to the rhythm and flow of transformation within. Now, imagine that every meal, every sip, every breath contributes to this rhythm. Microbes adjust, enzymes release, muscles contract, and nutrients flow. Awareness drifts through the system like a gentle breeze, observing, sensing, and merging with the cycles of life inside. You feel the soft pulse of digestion, not as effort, but as grace, a meditation in motion, a quiet orchestration that sustains your body, mind, and spirit. Imagine closing your eyes and stepping softly into an inner forest that has existed within you all your life. The canopy stretches high, woven from tissues, veins, and vessels, filtering light and life through your body like sunlight streaming through leaves. Beneath this canopy, countless microbial species inhabit the soil, the undergrowth, and even the tiny streams of fluid flowing through every crevice. Each organism, from the most abundant bacteria to the rarest fungi, has its own role, its own rhythm, and its own place in the balance of life. You wander along winding paths formed by folds of your intestines, soft and labyrinthine, like trails. The soil beneath your awareness is fertile, rich with chemical signals, nutrients, and energy. Microbes act as gardeners and caretakers, breaking down organic matter, synthesizing vital compounds, and creating a network of interactions that sustains the health of the entire forest. You sense the slow, patient rhythm of this ecosystem, moving with a cadence that is natural, meditative, and deeply reassuring. Leaves of cells flutter gently overhead, catching the light of awareness as you drift through the forest. These cells interact with microbial neighbors, exchanging signals that guide growth, repair, and balance. Some microbes cultivate nutrients, encouraging growth in certain regions. Others protect sensitive areas from intruders. You feel the soft pulse of life, a quiet hum that resonates through the canopy and down into the soil, connecting the entire inner forest in one harmonious, invisible symphony. Imagine tiny streams running through this forest, carrying nutrients and microbial messages. These streams flow like veins, delivering life-sustaining compounds to every corner. Microbes move alongside, guiding the currents, shaping the flow, and responding to changes with gentle precision. You drift beside them, sensing how each movement, each subtle shift, influences the health and vitality of the entire forest. It is a meditation in motion, a slow and deliberate orchestration that sustains life from within. You notice the diversity of your inner forest. Some microbial species form dense thickets, carpeting the soil with activity and resilience. Others stand apart, like solitary trees or rare blossoms, their presence subtle yet essential. This diversity is the foundation of balance. Each species contributes its own unique gifts, from producing vitamins and enzymes to shaping the immune system and supporting digestion. You feel the quiet wisdom in this arrangement, the elegant interdependence that allows the ecosystem to thrive as you wander. You hear the soft rustle of microbial communication. Chemical signals drift through the soil and streams like whispers in the wind, guiding activity, coordinating responses, and maintaining equilibrium. You sense the intelligence embedded in these exchanges, the patient understanding of each organism's role in the collective well-being. There is no hurry here. Every signal, every interaction unfolds in perfect timing, contributing to the rhythm of the inner forest. Consider the forest floor, rich and layered with organic matter, alive with tiny movements. Microbes break down fibers and compounds, releasing energy and signals that rise gently to influence tissues above. You drift along this terrain, noticing the elegance of decomposition, the way life recycles itself in cycles of creation, absorption, and renewal. The forest is never static. It is alive, adaptive, and constantly responding to subtle shifts in environment, nourishment, and activity. The canopy of your inner forest also responds to changes in the body. Cells sense microbial signals and adjust function accordingly, releasing hormones, enzymes, and protective compounds. You sense how deeply interconnected these systems are, how the health of the forest depends on the quiet cooperation of every organism within it. Awareness flows gently along these connections, folding observation into experience. Sensing life's intricate choreography from root to leaf, microbe to cell, you notice that even tiny disturbances are met with grace. Changes in diet, stress, or external environment ripple softly through the forest, prompting microbial adjustments, signaling cascades, and subtle shifts in metabolism. The ecosystem adapts with patience, restoring balance and harmony without alarm. You feel the lessons embedded in this resilience, that life is maintained not through force, but through subtle communication, cooperation, and rhythm. Now, imagine walking along a moss-covered path of beneficial bacteria, their presence enriching the soil and guiding nutrient flow. Some release vitamins, others break down fibers, and still others send chemical messages to regulate immunity. You sense the elegance of their interactions, the way each action folds into a larger pattern of harmony, sustaining the forest with quiet, deliberate intelligence. It is a meditation, a gentle awareness of the complexity that exists within you, quietly tending to health and vitality. Consider the cycles of growth within this forest. Microbial populations bloom in response to nourishment, rest in times of scarcity, and adjust to maintain equilibrium. You drift alongside these cycles, sensing their rhythm as it mirrors the tides, the seasons, and the gentle cycles of nature beyond your body. Life within flows in spirals of activity and calm, expansion and contraction, teaching patience, balance, and reverence for the ongoing dance of existence. Even waste and renewal are part of this meditative rhythm. Broken down compounds are recycled, released, or transformed, contributing to the ongoing vitality of the soil. Microbial activity ensures that nothing is wasted, that every molecule has a purpose, and that energy continues to flow gently throughout the ecosystem. You feel the beauty of this process, the soft hum of life orchestrating itself with wisdom and care as you drift deeper into the inner forest. You notice the interconnectedness of microbial life with your nervous system. Signals travel along nerves, influencing mood, perception, and thought. You sense the subtle sway of emotion and awareness, the way the forest communicates beyond itself to guide your experience of the world. There is an intimacy here, a quiet partnership between consciousness and the inner ecosystem, a gentle hum that nurtures both body and mind. Now, consider the rare species tucked into hidden corners, often unseen yet crucial to balance. Their presence reminds you that even the smallest or quietest contributors have significance. Diversity is not merely abundance. It is subtlety, nuance, and the delicate weaving of differences into harmony. You sense the forest's intelligence in these contrasts, the elegance of variety sustaining resilience and adaptability. Even in stillness, the inner forest continues its work. Microbes grow, communicate, and recycle tirelessly, ensuring balance and harmony while you rest. You feel the continuity of this labor, the quiet persistence of life that operates without notice but sustains you profoundly. Every pulse, every release, every soft whisper of communication contributes to the meditative rhythm of the ecosystem. Imagine now that your breath, your heartbeat, and your awareness flow in synchrony with this inner forest. Each inhale is like the rustle of leaves, each exhale a gentle breeze, carrying subtle chemical signals across the canopy. You drift within this unity, sensing the rhythm of life moving through and around you. A meditation in which body, mind, and inner ecosystem are inseparable, entwined in a dance of balance and harmony. You notice the long-term growth of this forest. Habits, diet, environment, and attention shape the microbial landscape over time. Seasons of abundance and scarcity leave traces in the soil and canopy, guiding the development of the inner ecosystem. Awareness of these cycles allows you to participate consciously in the care of this garden, folding mindfulness into nourishment, breath, and thought. The forest flourishes with gentle attention, growing resilient, adaptive, and deeply alive. Imagine walking deeper into your inner forest, the canopy thickening overhead, the air rich with the soft energy of life. Here, among the roots and streams, dwell the guardians of health, unseen, vigilant, yet gentle. They move quietly, responding to subtle changes, patrolling boundaries, and maintaining harmony within the ecosystem. These guardians are both ancient and immediate, combining the wisdom of evolution with the precision of the present moment. You drift among them, sensing their presence as a calm, protective hum that resonates through every cell and tissue. Consider the immune cells as watchful sentinels, quietly observing the movements of microbes and molecules. They recognize familiar friends and cautious strangers, responding with care and precision. Some release signals that encourage cooperation among microbial communities, while others act swiftly to contain potential threats. You feel their gentle vigilance, the soft intelligence that operates without haste or alarm, ensuring that balance and health are maintained. Each interaction is deliberate, meditative, and perfectly timed. Imagine specialized guardians, like the microbiome itself, working in concert with immune cells. Microbes produce chemical messages that instruct the body's defenses, regulate inflammation, and guide metabolism. These tiny collaborators move as if in a slow, choreographed dance, each action influencing the whole ecosystem. You sense the elegance of their coordination, the quiet conversations that ripple through tissues, shaping the rhythm of life and sustaining harmony. Even the smallest molecules play a role as guardians. Hormones, neurotransmitters, and immune signals drift like gentle currents, guiding activity, growth, and repair. They travel softly, yet with profound impact, orchestrating processes across organs and tissues. You drift alongside these currents, sensing the unity of purpose, the gentle intelligence that ensures the body functions with balance, grace, and resilience. Every pulse of signaling carries a whisper of protection and care. Consider the gut lining as a living barrier, a soft yet vigilant wall that regulates what enters and leaves the inner ecosystem. Microbes and immune cells collaborate here, monitoring the passage of nutrients, supporting absorption, and protecting against intruders. You notice the precision of this interaction, the way the inner forest defends itself without tension, maintaining calm and order while responding fluidly to the flow of life. Awareness becomes a quiet companion to this protective dance, observing the rhythm and finding reassurance in its gentle efficiency. Imagine a microbial patrol moving along the digestive pathways, releasing compounds that maintain balance and signal readiness to immune cells. These guardians prevent overgrowth of harmful microbes, cultivate beneficial populations, and maintain the integrity of tissues. You drift beside them, sensing the soft, continuous work that ensures your health is preserved. There is no rush, no chaos, only the steady, meditative rhythm of protection and harmony. Your inner forest also contains chemical scouts that travel through the bloodstream, guiding distant tissues and organs. These molecules communicate the status of microbial communities, alert the immune system to shifts in balance, and modulate metabolism. You feel the flow of these signals like a gentle river weaving through the body, connecting the guardians to every corner of your inner landscape. Awareness drifts along these currents, sensing the quiet intelligence that sustains life, invisibly yet profoundly. Consider the balance between defense and tolerance, the art of protecting without overreacting. Immune cells learn to recognize what belongs and what does not, responding with care, patience, and accuracy. Microbes assist in this discernment, producing compounds that fine-tune the response. You sense the subtle negotiation that unfolds constantly, the soft, invisible dialogue that preserves harmony while maintaining vigilance. The process is slow, rhythmic, and deeply meditative. Even sleep participates in this protective rhythm. During rest, immune activity shifts, memory cells consolidate experiences, and microbial interactions continue with gentle precision. You drift in awareness of this nocturnal guardianship, sensing the quiet labor that preserves health while the body renews itself. Sleep and microbiome work together as co-guardians, synchronizing rhythms, repairing damage, and ensuring that every system is ready for the day to come. Imagine small clusters of lymph nodes as quiet fortresses, watching over the passage of nutrients, microbes, and molecules. Messages travel through these fortresses, guiding immune responses and microbial cooperation. You sense their meditative vigilance, their quiet coordination, as part of the larger network of guardians throughout the body. Every signal, every response is a note in a continuous, gentle symphony of health. Consider the adaptability of these guardians. They respond to dietary changes, environmental shifts, and emotional states with patient adjustment. Microbes grow or recede, immune cells recalibrate, and chemical signals flow gently to maintain equilibrium. You drift alongside this adaptability, sensing the intelligence of a system that is resilient, responsive, and inherently balanced. There is a deep lesson here. Protection and care work best when guided by awareness, patience, and cooperation. Now imagine guardians at the cellular level, overseeing the repair and regeneration of tissues. Microbes send signals that stimulate growth factors. IMMUNE cells release compounds that promote healing, and chemical messengers orchestrate the timing of repair. You feel the quiet effectiveness of this network, the meditative rhythm that sustains life and nurtures the body from within. Awareness merges with these processes, sensing the subtle elegance of protection and renewal. Even rare or less abundant species play critical roles in guarding your inner ecosystem. Their presence may seem minor, yet their contributions influence microbial balance, immune responses, and chemical signaling. You sense the importance of diversity, the way every participant contributes to resilience and stability. The guardians of health operate not through force, but through subtle collaboration. Their combined efforts creating a quiet, enduring harmony. Picture the rhythm of immune surveillance as a soft, pulsing current. Cells move slowly and deliberately, interacting with microbes, assessing the environment, and adjusting responses. Microbial signals accompany this movement, guiding the currents and ensuring that every action is measured and beneficial. You drift within this flow, sensing the meditation of life itself, a gentle vigilance that protects without intrusion, guides without urgency, and sustains without interruption. Consider how mindfulness, calmness, and gentle attention influence the activity of your inner guardians. Stress and tension can ripple through the ecosystem, but awareness, breath, and calm presence restore balance. You sense the subtle impact of thought and emotion on microbial and immune networks, a reminder that connection, care, and gentle awareness amplify the work of your inner protectors. Life flows best when attention and intention move softly with it. Imagine the guardians coordinating across systems, from gut to brain, from bloodstream to tissues. Signals travel with meditative precision, linking microbial activity, immune vigilance, and metabolic regulation. Awareness drifts alongside these pathways, sensing the unity of the system and the quiet intelligence that governs it. There is grace in this orchestration, a patient, deliberate rhythm that ensures the inner forest thrives without disturbance or haste. Even the smallest chemical signals act as quiet teachers, instructing cells, microbes, and tissues on the rhythm of balance. These whispers ripple through the body, influencing metabolism, immune function, and tissue repair. You feel their presence as gentle nudges, guiding the ecosystem toward harmony with soft, unhurried precision. The guardians of health do not shout or rush. They work quietly, patiently, and consistently, sustaining life with subtle intelligence. Imagine lying in a quiet room, the world softened by the gentle veil of night. As you close your eyes, awareness drifts inward, and you sense the subtle shift in your body, the transition into sleep. It is a soft, flowing process, like a river slowing its current at dusk, a tide that carries both consciousness and life into a gentle, restorative rhythm. Within you, countless systems prepare for this nocturnal journey, synchronizing to weave, repair, growth, and renewal. The first stage is light sleep, where awareness begins to ebb and the body softens into stillness. Microbes in your inner forest adjust their activity, reducing energy expenditure and focusing on maintenance. Chemical messengers release quietly, guiding immune cells to patrol with patience and precision. You drift through this threshold as if floating on a soft current, sensing the quiet preparation of your inner world for the restorative work that lies ahead. Your body enters slow-wave sleep, a meditative state of profound repair. Muscles relax completely, heartbeat slows, and breathing becomes rhythmic and gentle. Microbial activity in the gut reaches a balanced flow, producing compounds that nourish cells and regulate immune responses. Signals ripple softly through tissues, guiding cells in repair, energy storage, and detoxification. You feel the subtle harmony of all processes, as though the body itself is a quiet orchestra, playing a lullaby of restoration. During this stage, the brain undergoes remarkable renewal. Neural circuits consolidate memories, remove metabolic waste, and recalibrate communication pathways. Microbial signals influence the production of neurotransmitters, gently modulating mood, focus, and resilience. You sense the slow, deliberate pulse of regeneration, a rhythm that reaches every corner of your being. It is as if sleep is a meditative dialogue between mind, body, and the inner ecosystem. Each component listening and responding with care. Imagine waves of energy moving through your bloodstream, carrying nutrients, hormones, and microbial messages. These currents reach every tissue, orchestrating repair and guiding growth. Cells receive instructions to mend, replace, and adapt, while microbes adjust their metabolism to support this renewal. You drift alongside these flows, aware of the elegance and precision in every subtle action. Sleep is not merely rest. It is an active, meditative process, a gentle symphony of care unfolding beneath your awareness. The circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock, ensures that every process occurs at the right time. Hormones like melatonin rise, encouraging relaxation and signaling the body to slow its daytime activity. Microbes respond to these cues, modulating growth, fermentation, and chemical messaging. You feel the delicate coordination, a soft choreography that aligns every system with the cycles of night and day. Awareness drifts with this rhythm, sensing the deep intelligence embedded in time itself. During REM sleep, dreams arise, and the mind explores landscapes of memory, emotion, and imagination. Microbial and chemical signals continue their quiet work, supporting brain plasticity and emotional processing. You float through this phase like a traveler in a gentle mist, observing the interplay of consciousness, neural repair, and microbial balance. It is a time when the inner ecosystem hums softly, blending restoration with reflection, preparation with possibility. Even the lymphatic system engages in meditative work during sleep. Waste products and toxins are removed from tissues, guided by gentle flows of fluid and chemical signals. Microbes and immune cells assist in this cleanup, ensuring that the environment remains balanced and healthy. You drift alongside these currents, sensing the quiet diligence of life sustaining itself. A soft meditation in movement and care. Imagine your gut microbes producing compounds like short-chain fatty acids and vitamins during sleep, which nourish tissues and signal immune cells. Each production cycle is measured, precise, and harmonious, reflecting a deep intelligence that unfolds without awareness. You sense this collaboration as a soft resonance, a rhythm of mutual care that sustains health, balances energy, and aligns your inner ecosystem with the restorative power of night, even rare or less. Abundant microbial species participate in this renewal. Though small in number, their chemical signals influence immune responses, metabolism, and tissue repair. Awareness of their presence reminds you that even the smallest contributors play an essential role in the balance of life. You drift in appreciation of this quiet collaboration, sensing the elegance of interdependence, where every action, no matter how subtle, carries meaning and impact. Consider the role of hormones in sleep. Cortisol diminishes, growth hormone rises, and melatonin guides circadian rhythm. These chemical guardians orchestrate repair, regeneration, and resilience. Microbial signals interact with these hormones, influencing digestion, immune function, and neural activity. You sense the meditative dialogue between cells, microbes, and chemical messengers. A soft choreography that sustains life and nurtures vitality throughout the night. As sleep continues, the body balances energy stores, restoring glycogen, repairing muscle tissue, and supporting organ function. Microbial populations shift subtly, adapting to metabolic changes and reinforcing harmony within the inner ecosystem. You drift alongside this delicate adjustment, sensing the quiet intelligence that ensures balance without rush or alarm, maintaining health with gentle precision. Sleep is a meditation not only for the mind, but for the entire body, a slow, rhythmic renewal that unfolds naturally and continuously. Imagine the soft pulse of breath aligning with internal rhythms, expanding and contracting like waves across the ocean. With each inhale, life-sustaining oxygen reaches tissues, fueling repair. With each exhale, carbon dioxide and subtle chemical signals circulate, guiding metabolism and microbial activity. Awareness flows with this rhythm, sensing the unity of breath, circulation, microbes, and cells in a meditative, harmonious cycle. Even the heart participates in this gentle orchestration. Heart rate slows, blood pressure dips, and pulses synchronize with sleep cycles. Microbial signals and immune activity adjust accordingly, maintaining balance across the body. You drift alongside this soft cadence, aware that the body functions as a holistic ecosystem, where every system communicates, responds, and harmonizes in quiet, meditative collaboration. Consider the importance of micro-moments during sleep, tiny adjustments in posture, subtle shifts in microbial activity, or small fluctuations in chemical signals. Each contributes to the overall restoration of your inner ecosystem. You sense the delicate attention inherent in these processes, the meditative intelligence of life unfolding without urgency, yet accomplishing profound repair, balance, and renewal. Now, imagine the integration of external cycles into this internal meditation. Moonlight, darkness, ambient temperature, and external cues gently influence circadian rhythm, microbial activity, and hormonal cycles. You drift within this alignment, sensing the quiet synchronization between your inner world and the larger environment. Sleep becomes a bridge, connecting your internal ecosystem with the external rhythms of night, space, and time. As the night deepens, your inner forest rests in balance. Microbes and immune cells continue their work with patience. Chemical signals move with gentle precision, and cells repair, renew, and prepare for the day ahead. Awareness floats alongside this meditation, absorbing the subtle symphony of life orchestrated in stillness. Sleep is not a pause. It is an active, soft, and rhythmic engagement with the forces that sustain vitality, resilience, and harmony. Even as the first hints of morning approach, the restorative rhythm continues. Energy stores are balanced, waste cleared, and immune vigilance maintained. Microbes and cells transition slowly, preparing for the waking state while preserving the wisdom of the night. You sense the soft continuity, the meditative flow that connects sleep, microbial activity, and systemic renewal in one seamless, quiet cycle. Imagine the first light of morning brushing softly against your awareness. Though your eyes are closed, you sense the world shifting, the air carrying hints of new energy. Within your inner ecosystem, life stirs gently. Microbes adjust their activity. IMMUNE cells recalibrate, and hormones begin their delicate dance. Awakening is not abrupt. It is a meditative flow, a rhythm that guides every system from rest to readiness. You drift alongside this process, aware of the soft pulse of life returning to motion. Your circadian rhythm acts as the conductor of this symphony, orchestrating the precise timing of chemical signals, microbial activity, and cellular readiness. Melatonin levels diminish slowly, making way for cortisol, which rises subtly to prompt alertness. Microbes in your gut begin to metabolize nutrients differently, signaling the body that a new cycle of activity has begun. You sense this shift as a gentle unfolding, a soft awakening that flows naturally and harmoniously. Imagine the heart beginning to quicken its rhythm, not in urgency, but in a calm, deliberate preparation for the day. Blood flow increases, carrying oxygen, nutrients, and microbial messages to every tissue. Microbes, immune cells, and chemical messengers collaborate, coordinating their activity to ensure balance, energy, and readiness. You drift within this synchronization, aware of the quiet intelligence guiding each pulse, each breath, each subtle shift in physiology as muscles awaken from the meditative stillness of sleep. Neural circuits reconnect with the body, preparing movement and coordination. Microbial signals continue to influence metabolism, hormone release, and energy allocation. You sense the interplay between consciousness and inner ecosystem, a slow, graceful rhythm that restores alertness without disturbance. Awakening is not merely rising. It is a carefully orchestrated symphony of systems, each attuned to the natural flow of life. Consider the brain's awakening as a soft illumination, where neurons fire gently to re-establish connections and consciousness expands gradually. Synaptic pathways consolidate memories from sleep, while chemical signals guide mood, attention, and decision-making. Microbes contribute indirectly by producing neurotransmitter precursors, subtly influencing alertness and emotional tone. You drift with this flow, sensing the delicate balance between restoration and readiness, awareness and preparation. The digestive system also awakens in rhythm. Peristalsis resumes, enzymes prepare for nutrient breakdown, and microbial activity adjusts to support energy absorption. The gut communicates with the brain through the vagus nerve, sending gentle signals that influence mood, appetite, and cognitive function. You sense the inner forest stretching and stirring, each microbe, cell, and molecule aligning with the rising sun of consciousness. A quiet meditation in motion. Imagine the lungs filling with the first conscious breaths, inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide, the gentle rhythm syncing with heartbeat and circadian cycles. Microbial and chemical signals harmonize with respiratory function, supporting energy production and neural activation. Awareness flows with each breath, sensing the continuity of processes that link internal awakening to external reality. It is a soft, deliberate dance, a morning meditation orchestrated within your own body. Consider the skin, the largest organ, sensing changes in temperature, light, and moisture. Blood flow adjusts, sweat glands prepare, and chemical signals modulate the immune system. Microbes on the skin shift their activity, supporting barrier function and microbial balance. You sense the subtle awakening of this interface between inner and outer worlds, a soft pulse of life connecting the body to its environment with calm intelligence. Even posture participates in this rhythm. As you stretch or adjust your body, feedback loops between muscles, joints, and nerves engage, guiding coordinated movement. Microbial and chemical signals adapt to these changes, ensuring stability, energy distribution, and balance. You drift within this meditative interplay, sensing the gentle harmony that prepares your body to transition fully into wakefulness. Without abruptness or tension, energy allocation shifts gradually, guided by circadian signals and microbial cues. Glucose metabolism rises, lipids mobilize, and hormonal levels adjust to support physical and mental activity. Microbes in the gut assist in producing key compounds, including short-chain fatty acids and neurotransmitter precursors, contributing to energy, mood, and cognitive readiness. You sense this flow as a quiet river of life, carrying nourishment, signals, and awareness throughout the inner forest. Imagine attention and consciousness as soft currents moving through the nervous system, guided by chemical rhythms and microbial messages. Neural circuits synchronize, memory retrieval occurs, and sensory systems awaken gradually. Awareness expands gently, merging inner perception with external cues. You drift alongside this awakening, sensing the seamless integration of mind, body, and microbial ecosystem, all moving together in a slow, meditative cadence. The immune system also adjusts with the rising day. Patrols of cells resume readiness, chemical signals recalibrate, and microbial activity supports vigilance. The guardians of health, once fully resting during deep sleep, return to alert watchfulness, maintaining balance and harmony. You sense the quiet intelligence of this system, the patient orchestration of defense, repair, and equilibrium that sustains life continuously. Consider the integration of sensory input, light entering the eyes, sound in the environment, and tactile sensations from movement interact with circadian and microbial signals, guiding attention, mood, and physiological readiness. You feel the soft harmonization of these inputs, the inner ecosystem responding with calm precision to prepare you for conscious engagement with the world. Awareness drifts in sync with these rhythms, meditative and steady, yet fully alive. Even the smallest molecules participate in awakening. Hormones, neurotransmitters, and microbial compounds release signals that guide cells, organs, and neural circuits. These gentle messages synchronize metabolism, immunity, and cognition, supporting balance and readiness. You sense the elegance of this orchestration, the quiet intelligence of life unfolding in harmony, bridging the transition from night to day with soft precision as movement begins. Your body integrates muscular, neural, and microbial rhythms into coordinated activity. Microbes assist by producing energy-supporting compounds, vitamins, and signaling molecules. Immune and chemical systems adapt to increased activity. You drift through this process, sensing the harmony of preparation, the subtle dance of awakening, and the meditative flow of life aligning with each motion. Imagine the rising awareness as a soft light illuminating your inner forest. Microbes stir in response to shifts in metabolism, circulation, and hormone levels. Chemical messengers travel gently through blood and tissues, coordinating energy, immunity, and repair. You sense the intricate balance of systems, the quiet intelligence that harmonizes preparation, restoration, and readiness without haste or stress. Awakening is a meditation, a rhythmic unfolding of consciousness, body, and inner ecosystem. Even as you begin your day, your inner forest continues its soft work. Microbes adjust to diet, activity, and sensory input. Immune cells patrol. Chemical signals modulate energy, mood, and resilience. Awareness flows through these systems like a gentle river, observing and participating in a dance of balance and harmony that connects inner life to the rhythms of the outer world. Imagine your body as a network of rivers and streams, each channel carrying energy to every corner of your inner forest. These streams move quietly, guided by chemical signals, microbial messages, and the rhythms of your heartbeat and breath. Energy is not a forceful surge, but a gentle, meditative flow, connecting every cell, tissue, and organ in a delicate, harmonious network. You drift along these currents, sensing their soft pulse, their quiet intelligence, and their unwavering dedication to sustaining life. Consider the mitochondria, tiny powerhouses within your cells, as the turbines of this inner river system. They convert nutrients into usable energy, releasing it gradually to support cellular function. Microbes influence this process by producing metabolites that enhance mitochondrial efficiency, guide metabolism, and support immune function. You feel the steady hum of activity, the gentle transformation of raw materials into vitality, flowing like a soft current through every corner of your being. The bloodstream carries these currents with effortless grace. Oxygen and nutrients move like gentle eddies, guided by rhythmic heartbeats and vascular flows. Chemical messengers accompany them, signaling readiness, repair, and adaptation. Microbes in the gut and tissues release compounds that support these flows, subtly modulating energy allocation, inflammation, and metabolic balance. Awareness drifts alongside this circulation, sensing the interdependence of every system in maintaining quiet, resilient vitality. Imagine the energy stored in nutrients, slowly released and distributed. Glucose, fatty acids, and amino acids circulate with gentle purpose, feeding muscles, organs, and neurons. Microbial metabolites accompany these nutrients, guiding absorption, signaling hunger and satiety, and modulating immune activity. You drift with these currents, feeling the harmony of supply and demand, the patient balance that sustains energy without disturbance or rush. Even the nervous system participates in the meditative flow of energy. Signals travel along neural pathways, coordinating movement, sensation, and thought. Microbes influence neurotransmitter production, subtly affecting mood, alertness, and cognitive clarity. You sense the interplay between metabolism and mind, energy and awareness, a slow, rhythmic dance that connects body, inner forest, and consciousness. Each pulse, each signal, is a note in the soft symphony of vitality. Consider the role of the gut in shaping energy flow. Microbes metabolize dietary fibers into short-chain fatty acids, supporting energy production, immune function, and neural communication. They influence hormone release, modulate inflammation, and guide nutrient allocation. You drift within this ecosystem, sensing how microbial activity harmonizes with metabolic rhythms, ensuring that every calorie, compound, and molecule contributes to balance and health. The circadian rhythm orchestrates the daily ebb and flow of energy. Hormones rise and fall, metabolic activity shifts, and microbial populations adjust their functions in synchrony with light and darkness. You sense the gentle alignment of these currents flowing through cells, tissues, and neural networks, harmonizing the body with the rhythms of the environment. Awareness drifts in tune with this internal clock, experiencing the quiet wisdom embedded in cyclical energy flow. Even at rest, subtle currents of energy continue. Cells repair, proteins fold, and chemical messengers move through tissues. Microbes support these processes, producing compounds that nourish tissues and regulate immune activity. You drift alongside these flows, sensing the meditative, almost imperceptible movement of life that sustains vitality even in stillness. Energy is not merely action. It is a quiet, patient orchestration, a rhythmic pulse that carries the essence of life. Imagine muscular energy as a gentle wave, stored in fibers and released when movement begins. ATP molecules, generated in mitochondria, provide soft pulses of power. Microbial metabolites influence efficiency, recovery, and fatigue resistance. You drift alongside this energy, sensing the quiet precision of every contraction, every signal, every micro-adjustment that allows effortless movement without strain or force. The brain's energy also flows in harmony with the body. Glucose, oxygen, and neurotransmitter precursors arrive via blood, while microbial signals influence neurotransmitter synthesis and mood regulation. Neural circuits fire in rhythmic patterns, balancing activity with rest, focus with reflection. You drift with these currents, sensing the elegant choreography of mental energy, the gentle integration of cognitive, emotional, and physical vitality. Even the immune system's energy is a meditative flow. Patrols of cells move deliberately, responding to chemical and microbial signals, maintaining surveillance while conserving resources. Energy allocation adjusts dynamically, prioritizing repair, defense, and communication. You sense the patience and wisdom in this orchestration, the gentle rhythm that sustains both vigilance and restoration without strain or haste. Consider the subtle integration of external and internal energy sources. Sunlight, temperature, physical movement, and nutrition provide input that interacts with internal flows, guiding metabolism and microbial activity. Awareness drifts along these channels, sensing the seamless integration of body, environment, and inner forest. Energy is not a separate force. It is a shared, harmonious pulse connecting all elements of your being. Imagine the microbiome as a network of small turbines guiding energy flow, signaling cellular needs, and maintaining metabolic balance. Their activity influences neurotransmitters, immune responses, and nutrient absorption. You drift among these unseen collaborators, sensing the elegance of their contributions. The soft hum of cooperation that ensures vitality is distributed evenly, patiently, and harmoniously throughout the inner ecosystem. Even sleep continues to influence energy currents during the day. Microbial activity, hormonal signaling, and cellular repair cycles retain echoes of nocturnal restoration. Energy reserves remain replenished, subtle chemical balances maintained, and cognitive clarity preserved. You drift with these ongoing rhythms, aware that energy is a continuous, meditative flow rather than a sudden surge, moving gently through all layers of life within you. Consider the role of water in energy flow. It carries nutrients, signals, and microbial metabolites throughout tissues and cells. Fluid currents help regulate temperature, chemical balance, and cellular hydration. Awareness drifts with these subtle streams, sensing the quiet movement that supports life, sustains vitality, and orchestrates balance across every part of the inner forest. Even the smallest molecules participate in this orchestration. ATP, NADH, neurotransmitters, and microbial metabolites move with gentle precision, guiding every heartbeat, every breath, and every neural impulse. You drift alongside these currents, sensing the patient, meditative intelligence that sustains life's rhythm without force, chaos, or interruption. Energy is the quiet pulse of being, the soft hum of existence flowing seamlessly through your inner world. Imagine now the integration of thought, emotion, and energy. Awareness guides action, intention shapes metabolism, and subtle shifts in focus influence microbial activity. The inner forest responds to these cues, adjusting energy distribution, immune readiness, and neural activity. You drift within this harmony, sensing how consciousness, physiology, and microbial collaboration interweave to maintain balance, resilience, and vitality. Even rare or transient events contribute to the flow of energy. Minor fluctuations in metabolism, microbial populations, or chemical signaling are absorbed, adjusted, and harmonized. You sense the adaptability inherent in this system, the quiet intelligence that maintains equilibrium amidst continuous variation. Life moves in subtle currents, flowing smoothly, patiently, and meditatingly through every cell, tissue, and microbe. Imagine a forest that has weathered countless storms, its trees bending without breaking, its roots deep in fertile soil. This forest mirrors the resilience within your body, where cells, microbes, and chemical signals adapt to challenges with quiet intelligence. You drift through this inner landscape, sensing how life maintains balance, repairs itself, and harmonizes amid constant change. There is no rush, no tension, only patient, meditative endurance that flows like a soft current through every system. Consider the microbes in your gut as silent teachers of resilience. They adapt to dietary changes, stress, and environmental shifts, maintaining harmony while adjusting metabolism and chemical signals. These tiny collaborators produce molecules that guide immune cells, influence neurotransmitters, and support tissue repair. You sense their patient intelligence, their ability to respond without disturbance, quietly sustaining the balance of your inner ecosystem. Even immune cells embody resilience. They patrol tissues with vigilance, responding rapidly to threats, yet avoiding unnecessary conflict. They learn from experience, remembering patterns of intrusion, adapting to subtle changes in microbial populations and chemical environments. You drift alongside these guardians, sensing the delicate dance between defense and tolerance, a rhythm that protects life while preserving harmony. Imagine the cells themselves as resilient inhabitants of this forest. Damaged tissues are repaired, old cells replaced, and energy balanced across systems. DNA repair mechanisms, protein synthesis, and metabolic adjustments occur silently, guided by chemical signals and microbial cues. Awareness flows through this process, sensing the meditative precision of life sustaining itself. Even in moments of quiet stress or change, consider the interplay between sleep and resilience. During rest, repair processes intensify, immune vigilance adjusts, microbial balance is reinforced, and neural circuits consolidate memories. Sleep provides both a pause and an active restoration, a gentle reminder that resilience is nurtured by rhythm, timing, and calm attentiveness. You drift through these restorative cycles, sensing the continuity of strength built in quiet moments. Even small chemical signals contribute to enduring balance. Hormones rise and fall, neurotransmitters guide responses, and microbial metabolites modulate immune activity. These subtle flows allow the body to adjust without chaos, maintaining homeostasis with soft, patient intelligence. You sense the elegance of these currents, a meditative reminder that resilience is not force but harmony, not abruptness but patient adaptation. Imagine the nervous system responding to challenges with subtle adjustments. Neural plasticity allows learning and adaptation, while chemical signals fine-tune responses to stress, emotion, and sensory input. Microbes contribute indirectly by producing precursors to neurotransmitters that influence mood, focus, and cognition. You drift alongside this network, sensing how resilience emerges from the seamless integration of mind, body, and inner ecosystem. Consider the microbiome as a web of interconnected resilience. Diverse species support each other, produce essential compounds, and maintain balance under shifting conditions. You sense the power of this diversity, the quiet strength that arises from cooperation and mutual support. Even minor disruptions are absorbed, adjusted, and harmonized, reflecting the patient intelligence of life itself. The circulatory system mirrors resilience in its rhythmic flow. Blood transports nutrients, oxygen, and chemical signals while adjusting to changing demands. Heartbeats, vascular tone, and metabolic allocation respond to shifts in activity, stress, and environment. You drift within this pulse, sensing how subtle adjustments sustain balance, preserving energy, and harmonizing the inner ecosystem. Imagine the liver as a quiet alchemist, filtering toxins, storing nutrients, and supporting metabolic balance. Its work is precise and unhurried, responding to signals from microbes, hormones, and immune cells. Awareness flows alongside this process, sensing how resilience is maintained in every organ, every pathway, and every chemical reaction, quietly sustaining life without fanfare. Even rare or transient microbial species play critical roles in resilience. Their presence influences immune response, metabolism, and chemical messaging, subtly guiding adaptation and balance. You sense the importance of these minor players, the way every participant contributes to the patient meditative strength of your inner ecosystem. Resilience emerges not from dominance, but from collaboration and balance. The respiratory system also demonstrates quiet endurance. Lungs adjust to oxygen demands, alveoli exchange gases efficiently, and blood carries the result to every tissue. Chemical messengers coordinate activity with microbes and immune cells, ensuring balance and adaptation. You drift with each breath, sensing the soft rhythm of life flowing seamlessly, sustaining energy and vitality with patient precision. Consider the skin and its microbial companions. They form a barrier, communicate with immune cells, and adjust to environmental changes. Awareness flows through these protective layers, sensing the harmony of defense and flexibility. The skin embodies resilience, adapting to challenge without tension, maintaining balance while interacting gently with the outside world. Even the smallest molecules participate in sustaining life. ATP powers cellular activity, neurotransmitters guide responses, and microbial metabolites adjust immune function. These subtle flows of energy, communication, and repair weave together, creating a resilient network that absorbs disturbances, adjusts rhythm, and preserves harmony. You drift alongside these currents, sensing the meditation of life sustaining itself continuously. Imagine the mind as a partner in resilience. Thought, emotion, and attention influence microbial activity, chemical signaling, and neural function. Awareness, calmness, and reflection amplify the body's ability to adapt, repair, and endure. You sense the soft interplay of mind and body, an integrated system where resilience flows from harmony, patience, and subtle intelligence. Consider the integration of external rhythms, sunlight, temperature, nutrition, and social cues. These factors influence metabolism, hormonal cycles, and microbial activity. Awareness drifts with these rhythms, sensing how inner resilience harmonizes with the world beyond your skin. Life sustains itself, not in isolation, but in alignment with environment, rhythm, and gentle interaction. Even during stress, resilience emerges quietly. Cells adapt, microbes adjust, and chemical signals moderate responses. Repair mechanisms intensify immune surveillance balances, and energy allocation shifts with precision. You sense the patient intelligence of life, the quiet endurance that absorbs challenge and preserves harmony, demonstrating that strength is not always loud or dramatic, but soft, steady, and meditative. Imagine now the integration of all these systems: energy, immune vigilance, microbial harmony, neural plasticity, chemical signaling, and awareness. Each contributes a thread to the fabric of resilience. You drift through this tapestry, sensing the interdependence, the patient orchestration, and the soft intelligence that allows life to endure, flourish, and adapt continuously. Even rare or unexpected events are absorbed by this network. Minor injuries, microbial shifts, or chemical fluctuations are balanced, repaired, and harmonized with subtle adjustments. Awareness drifts through these processes, sensing the patient, meditative strength inherent in every cell, molecule, and microbe. Resilience is quiet, continuous, and deeply intelligent, flowing through life like a soft, unending river. Imagine lying still, yet feeling movement everywhere, an invisible dance of energy, chemical signals, and microbial activity. Each system of your body contributes to a meditative symphony, a rhythm of harmony that is at once delicate and enduring. You sense the gentle coordination, the soft alignment of processes that sustain life without effort, and the subtle flow that carries vitality through every tissue and organ. Your heartbeat provides a central tempo, a rhythmic pulse that guides circulation and oxygen delivery. Every beat sends ripples of energy, chemical messengers, and microbial cues throughout your inner ecosystem. Cells respond with precision, adjusting metabolism, repair, and communication. Awareness drifts along with these ripples, sensing the meditative choreography that orchestrates balance and continuity. Consider the lungs and breath as partners in this symphony. Inhalation draws oxygen into alveoli, where it diffuses into the bloodstream. Exhalation releases carbon dioxide and circulates subtle chemical signals. Microbial metabolites, circulating in blood, interact with these flows, influencing energy, immunity, and mood. You drift with each breath, sensing how inhale and exhale harmonize with heartbeat, neural rhythms, and microbial pulses. The circadian rhythm acts as a conductor, subtly guiding harmony across systems. Hormones rise and fall with precision, metabolism shifts, and microbial populations adjust their activity. Awareness moves in sync with these cycles, noticing the meditative intelligence that balances repair, energy, and cognition. Life is a continuous rhythm, orchestrated with gentle precision, where every cell participates in the symphony of harmony. Even the digestive system plays a rhythmic role. Microbes ferment fibers into short-chain fatty acids, signaling energy availability, immune readiness, and neural activity. Peristalsis moves in gentle waves, guiding nutrients along the intestines. Chemical messengers coordinate absorption, metabolism, and hormonal release. You drift within this rhythm, sensing the meditative elegance of digestion as a harmonious interplay of mind, body, and microbes. Imagine the nervous system weaving threads of communication through this inner orchestra. Neural circuits transmit signals with timing and precision, while microbial and chemical cues modulate neurotransmitter production, influencing mood, focus, and adaptation. Awareness flows with these signals, sensing the patient intelligence that allows cognition, perception, and emotion to align in a soft, balanced rhythm. Even the immune system contributes to harmony. Patrols of cells move deliberately, responding to pathogens without overreaction, balancing vigilance with tolerance. Microbial metabolites guide immune responses, fine-tuning activity to preserve balance. You drift alongside this system, sensing the meditative rhythm of defense and repair, a quiet, continuous flow that sustains stability and health. Energy itself is a gentle current in this symphony. ATP, nutrients, and oxygen flow through tissues, supporting cells and organs with patient, rhythmic precision. Microbial metabolites influence efficiency, resilience, and adaptation. You sense this soft pulse of energy flowing through muscles, neurons, and glands, harmonizing activity with the rhythms of repair, rest, and awareness. Even the skin participates in harmony. Sensory input, temperature regulation, and microbial interactions adjust continuously. Blood flow responds to environmental cues, sweat glands prepare for thermal changes, and chemical signals maintain barrier integrity. Awareness drifts along the skin's surface, sensing how outer and inner harmony are connected. A meditative interface linking body, microbes, and environment. Consider the role of minor or transient participants in this rhythm. Rare microbial species, subtle chemical signals, and small energy fluctuations contribute to overall balance. They adjust, harmonize, and support resilience. You drift alongside these small contributors, appreciating the elegance of subtle collaboration, the patient orchestration that sustains health and vitality without force or attention. Imagine movement as a flowing pattern within this symphony. Muscles, joints, and tendons coordinate through neural rhythms, supported by energy currents and microbial metabolites. Even posture and micro-adjustments contribute to the overall balance. Awareness drifts with this rhythm, sensing how every action, from the gentlest stretch to a slow walk, participates in a soft, continuous cycle of harmony. The integration of sleep, wakefulness, and circadian rhythm creates a larger scale pattern. Energy allocation, repair, immune vigilance, and microbial activity ebb and flow with time. Awareness moves through these cycles like a river, sensing the continuity of harmony across hours, days, and nights. Life's resilience is not a single event, but a soft, continuous, and meditative orchestration. Consider chemical signaling as the threads connecting each system. Hormones, neurotransmitters, and microbial metabolites carry information with precision, guiding energy, repair, and immune activity. Awareness drifts with these threads, sensing the invisible choreography, the meditative intelligence that coordinates every pulse, every breath, every subtle shift in the inner forest. Even rare rhythms contribute to the symphony. Minute fluctuations in heartbeat, microbial metabolism, or neural firing create diversity that supports adaptability. You drift alongside these subtle variations, appreciating how harmony emerges not from rigidity, but from flexibility, cooperation, and patient intelligence. Life thrives in balance, guided by rhythms both soft and resilient. The interplay of mind, body, and microbiome exemplifies this meditative harmony. Thoughts, emotions, and attention influence chemical signals and microbial behavior. Microbes, in turn, guide neurotransmitter production, immune response, and metabolic efficiency. You sense this feedback loop as a gentle dialogue, a soft rhythm connecting awareness, physiology, and microbial intelligence. Even external sound, temperature, and nutrition merge seamlessly with internal rhythms. Circadian alignment, energy distribution, and microbial activity adjust continuously. Awareness drifts alongside these subtle shifts, sensing how harmony is maintained across inner and outer environments, creating a meditative network that balances adaptation, resilience, and health. Consider the role of repair cycles within this symphony. Cellular regeneration, protein synthesis, and detoxification occur in rhythmic patterns. Microbes support these cycles with metabolic byproducts, signaling molecules, and chemical guidance. You drift within these restorative flows, sensing how subtle repetition and meditative timing sustain life's continuity and resilience. Even the smallest molecules participate in maintaining harmony. ATP pulses with energy, neurotransmitters modulate perception, and microbial metabolites guide immune and metabolic responses. Awareness moves with these flows, sensing the soft intelligence embedded in every interaction, every signal, and every gentle adjustment. Harmony is a patient orchestration, a meditative rhythm that sustains life continuously. Imagine now the integration of all rhythms: heartbeat, breath, neural activity, hormonal cycles, microbial metabolism, and awareness. Each contributes to a seamless flow of energy, repair, and adaptation. You drift through this network, sensing how balance emerges from coordination, flexibility, and subtle intelligence. Life is a symphony, unfolding gently in time, patient and harmonious, connecting inner and outer worlds. Even unexpected disturbances are absorbed gracefully. Minor metabolic shifts, environmental changes, or transient microbial imbalances are corrected with precision, maintaining overall rhythm. Awareness drifts through these adjustments, sensing the quiet resilience embedded in meditative harmony, the intelligence that allows life to adapt without tension or chaos. Imagine the body as an ocean of life, each cell a wave, each microbe a current, and each chemical signal a ripple in the vast, interconnected sea. Renewal is not abrupt. It is gentle, continuous, and patient, like tides flowing softly across the shoreline. You drift within this ocean, sensing the ebb and flow of energy, repair, and adaptation as each system collaborates in quiet harmony. Life sustains itself through rhythms that are subtle, meditative, and endlessly renewing. Consider the cells as tireless sailors navigating this ocean. They repair themselves, replace old structures, and adjust their activity to maintain balance. Microbes act as guides and companions, producing metabolites, signaling molecules, and chemical cues that influence every process. Awareness drifts alongside them, feeling the patient intelligence that allows life to adapt seamlessly to change, sustaining health and vitality without force or interruption. Even the immune system participates in these tides. Patrols of white blood cells move with precision, recognizing threats, repairing tissues, and preserving tolerance. Microbial signals guide activity, ensuring that responses are appropriate and balanced. You sense the quiet orchestration, a rhythmic flow of vigilance and restoration that embodies resilience, patient and meditative. Across every corner of the inner ocean, imagine the role of energy as a gentle undercurrent. ATP molecules pulse steadily through tissues, mitochondria convert nutrients into usable power, and microbial metabolites enhance efficiency and resilience. Blood carries these currents to every cell, neuron, and organ, harmonizing metabolism with repair, movement, and awareness. You drift alongside this flow, sensing how energy supports life's renewal with soft, patient consistency. Even the nervous system participates in the tides of restoration. Neurons repair and strengthen connections. Synaptic pathways consolidate memories, and chemical messengers guide cognition and emotion. Microbial signals influence neurotransmitter production, supporting balance and mental clarity. Awareness drifts through these rhythms, sensing how mind and body are integrated into an ongoing meditative cycle of renewal. The circadian rhythm orchestrates larger cycles of repair and energy allocation. Sleep initiates cellular restoration, hormonal balance, and microbial recalibration, while wakefulness aligns energy with action and awareness. You drift in harmony with these cycles, feeling the gentle ebb and flow that sustains life's patterns and the subtle intelligence embedded in each transition. Even the digestive system participates in this meditative cycle. Microbes ferment fibers, release short-chain fatty acids, and modulate energy absorption, signaling to cells and neurons. Peristaltic waves guide nutrient movement, while chemical messengers coordinate hormonal and immune responses. You sense the soft rhythms of digestion, a quiet reminder that renewal is continuous, patient, and interconnected with every layer of life within you. Consider the lungs and breath as part of this infinite tide. Oxygen flows into alveoli, diffusing gently into the bloodstream, while carbon dioxide is exhaled in a rhythmic, meditative cadence. Microbial and chemical signals interact with these respiratory flows, influencing energy production, neural activity, and overall resilience. Awareness drifts with each inhalation and exhalation, sensing the quiet continuity of life's cycles. Even the skin participates in renewal. Cells shed and regenerate, microbial populations adjust, and chemical signals modulate barrier function and immune activity. Awareness moves across this surface, sensing the soft intelligence that harmonizes protection, repair, and adaptation with the rhythms of the inner ecosystem. Life persists, adapts, and flourishes quietly, patiently, and meditatively. Imagine minor fluctuations in metabolism, chemical signaling, or microbial activity as ripples in the ocean. Each is absorbed, adjusted, and harmonized within the larger currents. You drift alongside these subtle variations, sensing how flexibility, cooperation, and patient orchestration allow life to maintain balance, respond to challenge, and continue its meditative rhythm of renewal. Energy allocation across the body flows with intention and quiet intelligence. Muscles, neurons, and organs receive what they need, guided by chemical messengers and microbial metabolites. Cells repair, immune systems recalibrate, and awareness integrates subtle shifts in energy, resilience, and function. You sense the harmony, the soft pulse of vitality that sustains life without interruption or force, like tides moving endlessly across a tranquil sea. Consider the mind as a participant in these tides. Thought, reflection, and calm awareness influence neural activity, hormonal balance, and microbial collaboration. Awareness drifts alongside the flow of life, observing how consciousness shapes and is shaped by the meditative cycles of energy, repair, and adaptation. Harmony is not imposed. It emerges naturally through patient interaction of all systems. Even minor participants, rare microbes, small chemical signals, and transient energy fluctuations contribute to this continuity. Awareness drifts with them, sensing the subtle intelligence that integrates small events into a coherent, balanced, and resilient whole. Life's renewal is cumulative, patient, and meditative, guided by rhythms both visible and invisible. The liver, kidneys, and other internal organs harmonize their work in these cycles. Detoxification, nutrient processing, and waste removal occur with precision, guided by chemical signals and microbial collaboration. You drift alongside this orchestration, sensing the quiet wisdom that ensures every process contributes to ongoing balance and resilience, sustaining the inner ecosystem over time. Even stress and environmental change are absorbed into these tides. Cells, microbes, and chemical signals adapt, energy flows are adjusted, and immune vigilance is recalibrated. Awareness moves with these adaptations, sensing how resilience emerges not from rigidity, but from patient, flexible, meditative orchestration of interconnected systems. Imagine the integration of all these cycles across time, minutes, hours, days, and nights. Energy, repair, immune activity, microbial behavior, neural plasticity, and consciousness flow together in a harmonious, continuous, meditative rhythm. Awareness drifts within this flow, sensing the quiet intelligence that sustains life across every scale, from the smallest molecule to the totality of your being. Even rare events, sudden shifts, or minor disruptions are incorporated gracefully into these infinite tides. Adjustment occurs seamlessly, without tension or chaos. Microbial activity adapts, chemical signals recalibrate, and cells repair. You sense the patient, continuous intelligence that allows life to endure, flourish, and restore itself quietly and gracefully.